To my greenhouse where I've been concentrating heavy on seed collection this year. So in this video, we're going to talk all about seeds, what type of plants are going to seed, how long does it take before they go to seed, and how in the world could we possibly start collecting them. Let's go. What's going on, my plant peoples? I am the ADHD gardener where I use gardening, houseplants, and humor as a form of mental health therapy. And I have here Chip because he's my shadow. And welcome to my greenhouse. I did a video last year about what were the plans for this year that I was really going to concentrate on. And one of them was seed collection. I had a lot of plant varieties that I really wanted seeds from. I mean, you can easily go to the store or, go online and pay for the seeds. Hello, Freddie. Always had to make an appearance. I mean, you really could buy them anywhere, the seeds from online, from even the stores. But let's just say, you don't have enough money to go buy some more seeds, or you really like a specific vegetable or fruit that you're growing in the garden right now and you want to collect them. I'm very excited for this video because let me tell you, I was having a rough day today. As you notice, I normally have my keys around my neck. However, one time I decided to not have them around my neck and I lost them. So I lost my car keys and I have no idea where they're at. So I decided to come out into the garden and distract myself heavily from feeling like an absolute failure for losing my keys yet again. But we are here and we're going to be smiling because I really have a lot of flowers and a lot of plants to show you. See right here, I have a visitor. You see him? Chippy! There he goes. He had to make an appearance, of course. I have at least 10 different variety of plants that are going to seed right now. I want to say 10. It's between 6 and 10. I have a lot. So I'm going to show you what they look like when they're starting to go to seed, which ones are ready to collect, which ones are not ready to collect. And some of them need bees and some of them don't need bees in order to pollinate some seeds. So let's go check around the garden and see what we can find. I'm excited for this. For the first plant that we have here are peas. These are awesome. I can't wait to get a bunch of seeds of them. This is the most mature one that you'll see right here. It is extremely fat, it's thick, and already has a bunch of developed peas in there. This very same plant, when it first starts, it starts off really, really flat. Look at this. And you can eat this right now if you wanted to because the skin and everything is nice and soft. So this is not a problem. This is very expensive at the store. As you let that plant start to mature, it starts to look like this. It's starting to get fat, but it's a little on the thin side. Then we move down, and then you got the big boys. Look how big that is. Now, ideally, technically, you can open this up and start eating them right now, fresh. That's what I've done. But I'm waiting for seed collection, and that is why I'm not touching them at all. This is probably not going to give me anything because I think I accidentally yanked that plant out. So those may be too small to use, but that's okay because I have a flourishing plant right next to it that will give me the seeds. In case you're new to the channel, this is Chip. This is one of my 2 dogs. This is my road dog. He is half Border Collie, half German Shepherd. And let me tell you, he has naturally herding my chickens. So he really does help me out in the garden. But not only that, I should have named him Shadow because I can literally find this dog attached to my leg at all times. You know how many times he boops and snoots me? My goodness. I love him though. Yo, check out that radish, bro. Look at that. I don't even eat radish, but I started growing them just so I can show you guys in the future videos on how to grow radishes or anything like that. What I have right next to it are 3 major at least they're decent sized radishes. Those are going to be for seed collection. Have I ever done it with radishes before? I have not, but why not just try it out as experiments? Now, it's nowhere near done yet at all. This is starting. But notice how this is pickable, right? Look how nice this looks. And then you have this ginormous thing. Stalks are thickening up and preparing for the flower. Look at this radish plant. It's looking pretty normal. The stems are looking nice. I mean, this one's bitten up, but let's just pretend that's not there. Look how nice that is. Then you have the one that's starting to flower. Look at that major big ass plant that you have here. The radish has been growing for a few more days, and look at that. It has not bloomed or anything, but is definitely preparing for it. This one is... Hey, Chip, why are you looking all cute and whatnot? Oh, are you just visiting me? Yes, you are. What's up? What's up, Holmes? You gonna stay in guard? I'll take that. What we have here is bok choy. Technically, these plants are still edible. Like, I would harvest the leaves, the outer leaves, but notice how this is starting to go to seed. We already have some action going on right down there. This is the beginning stages of it. This is the matured stage right up here. The leaves start looking different, the height goes different, and then you definitely have these seeds or these flowers right at the end of it. Aren't those nice? My camera is giving me issues, but can you check out the seed pods? The purple bok choy looks very similar, damn near exact, to the tatsoi. This has to mean that they're in the same family when it comes to these leafy greens. Bok choy is cross-pollinated by bees. You also have other insects that can pollinate this as well. I mean, I don't know how much the wind will be a factor in this, but definitely insects and bees will do the job for you. You're going to start to notice that a lot of these plants, a lot of the seeds, they look very, very similar, if not exact. That's because they're in the same family. A lot of these plants are brassicas, which are in that cruciferous family, which means the cauliflower, the cabbage, the kale, the broccoli. A lot of these seeds all look alike. All the seed pods really look alike. So that's going to be an easy, well, distinguishable feature if you're looking at, your plant and you don't really know exactly what it is. At least you know the family. The plant right behind the purple bok choy is the tatsoi. This is what I consider like a Chinese spinach. This is very reminiscent of spinach, so I treat it like spinach. It's beautiful. I would actually harvest this right here to use that. But look how big the stalk is. In the beginning, it just looks like a big head of tatsoi, but then it starts to stretch out, the stems start getting thick, and look inside over here. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. I mean, these are really, really relatively small. Once you start developing seeds, this is what it's going to look like. They start looking like this. This is kind of weird. I know it's weird shape, but the seeds are starting to develop inside of this. Isn't that cool? This is very, very beginning though, so it still has a lot more time to develop some seeds. Tatsoi is in the same variety. I'm assuming that this would be cross-pollinating or basically pollinated by bees or wind. I mean, if spinach is pollinated through the wind, then chances are that, maybe the tatsoi would be cross-pollinated like that. This plant right here, I believe was Galilee spinach. Now that spinach was really, really tasty, but it does not look like this when you're harvesting it. This is my first time growing spinach for seeds. So I'm wondering, what is up with those little bolitas that are growing right there? Is that the seed? Or is that just some new growth leaves? I don't really know. Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think that looks like? Or what do you think that is? Is that where the seeds are going to come out of? Spinach is pollinated by the wind. Go figure, right? So all you need is a gust of wind and maybe just shaking it around and then it'll pollinate themselves. Isn't that cool? Look at this spinach. It did not flower yet at all, but it will get there. This is another variety of spinach. Isn't that cool? It has to be the seeds right over there. Look at that. In between the stems and the leaves has to be the seeds. We have a lot of mustard greens. These purple mustard greens are actually good. I'm not a fan of them because they have this weird peppery taste to them, almost like you cracked into a black pepper. But if you like that spiciness, I know Jose does, so I'll be harvesting them for him. Mustard greens are in the brassica family because look at those pods. Don't they just look like all the other ones? This is spicy as heck, but as it starts to grow, the leaves start to thin out, lose their green as you see here. This is not looking exactly the same as this one at all. We have here some lettuce. I think this is butter crunch lettuce. I'm not really sure, but technically if I wanted to, because I got no lettuce right now, I would harvest all of these little leaves to eat. But right here, notice the top of it. I need some lettuce seeds because I like this variety of lettuce. So I'm waiting. This has a long way to go. This is a different variety, and I would still harvest these if I needed to, to make a salad. But look how tall this is, and it's got a thick stalk, and look at this. Here we are a few days later with the lettuce, and check it out. It has already started opening up. Lettuce will cross-pollinate, also wind-pollinate, and also rely heavily on bees and insects to make it all happen. You see that beautiful cabbage there going? Now this is a biennial plant. Just like the carrots, the parsnips, also broccoli, that falls in the category of biennial. That means that you can grow this in the first year and you will not get no seeds. Typically that cabbage, if you let it grow and grow and grow, you'll get something, but it will not be good at all. You have to wait till the second year in order to get any cabbage seeds or broccoli seeds. Speaking of broccoli, look at this beauty. Like if I was feeling a little ballsy, I would probably eat it, but maybe I would just leave it to let it go to flower. This is a first year broccoli plant. So a lot of these flowers, even if it does give me seed, it's not viable because this is 2-year plant. This is pretty. I have a bunch of little ones too. Mire, mire que chiquito. He's so small. It's been a few days for the broccoli and look at this. It has officially opened. And look at all those yellow flowers. I gotta say, broccoli does look really pretty once it starts to open up. Look at all those flowers inside of a broccoli. Moving along to my kale section, I have Scotch Curly, I forget, something Scotch Curly, something like this kale. I also have purple Russian kale, but I also have dinosaur kale. These make really good kale chips because they're a lot more firmer, and these are really good actually to harvest right now. But if you see right behind it, bam, look at that kale stem. See, kale is not the best looking. Kale, as in most of my other greens, are open pollinated, cross pollinated. We rely heavily on bees, insects, and the wind to make all of this pollination happen. You see how tall my parsnips are? Look how tall that is. I'm a tall person. I'm 5'7". Look at this. That is ridiculously huge. It is so tall, and this is what a second-year parsnip look like. Isn't this wild? Now the carrots don't get this tall, but they do get pretty tall. But carrots, parsnips, and I believe a few other root veggies, they are biennial plants, or just like the cauliflower and the cabbage also. These are biennial, which means that you have to wait 2 years before you get any seeds. This has been in the ground since last year, so I'm expecting a lot of seeds this year. Hopefully, God willing, I get a lot of seeds. I haven't seen any bees around, so I don't know exactly if this requires bees or not in order for me to get seeds. All I know is that I need a second year. This has been the one that I really wanted to show you because I really need carrot seeds. And I have a bunch of carrot plants right here, and they're gonna be giving me, hopefully, God willing, I get a bunch of seeds out of this. This is a biennial, which means, you have to wait 2 years. Yes, Freddie, you have to wait 2 years for this to happen, which means this is patience. And we all know I don't have a lot of patience, but I need them because I want some seeds. So I guess I did develop some patience, at least just a smidge. Look how gorgeous the carrot flower is in its full bloom. Isn't that beautiful? It is made up of a bunch of mini looking flowers. That is amazingly cool, and we definitely do rely on bees and other insects to make this, this pollination happen. So if we don't have any bees around here, and especially you don't really see a lot of insects, we're gonna have to pollinate it ourselves, but that's for a separate video. A lot of these plant varieties don't get the opportunity to flower and go to seed because we're really harvesting them for their leaves or for their fruit or veggies. So, this would be a good inside look as to what a lot of these plants look like when they start going to flower. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you got some good information out of it, and I really hope you liked seeing a bunch of these plants with a bunch of flowers on them. If you did enjoy this video and you want to show me some love, then don't forget to smash that like button. I really appreciate it. You're just letting YouTube know that you like my stuff. Also, you can catch me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm on there all the time. You can drop me a message, show me your pictures, and last but not least, also I have a PayPal account in case you want to donate to this channel. Until the next episode where we grow our happiness one plant at a time, one day at a time, I'll check y'all later in the next episode. Peace out and love.